Excellent. And as if that wasn't enough for David, he's going to get to go again here in the Fairyweight class. We're going to have Ethan driving Beaky in the red corner up against David's Scoop in the blue corner. So Beaky in previous ones has had a little like finger thing on top that he could, a beak. Oh, it's a, I get the joke. Okay, yes. Yes, Beaky used to have a beak on top, which he could, fling around like a finger and was basically good for waving at his opponent and flipping himself back upside down. In this case, he's changed it around, so now the beak is underneath. He can lift his entire front end. So like it's now a what would you call that exactly?
I don't know.
You had a different name for it.
Oh, an underbeak.
Yeah, now it's an underbeak. I won't go there. Anyway, now he can lift the entire thing up. And so now it's basically like a lifter flipper, except for the entire body is going to be used as the lifter, which should be pretty cool, actually. I've never actually seen that used before, and yet it, in hindsight, makes perfect sense, because usually your lifting arm is the weakest part of you, right? You can put all the weight into your arm or your body and all that stuff. But in this case, it's actually very well protected. It's completely underneath your robot. So now the big part that's meant to get hit is the lifter that you have to present. So should be very interesting. We'll see how well it holds up in combat. It's going to be going up against something else that looks like a lifter. A big wedge. Yep. Scoop. This is a scoop. Oh, it is a lifting scoop. Oh, excellent. And a very interesting one. It's got a cutout in the front with a wedge. Two very unique designs. I haven't seen any of these before. So we're going to have Ethan's Beaky in the red corner up against David's The Scoop in the blue corner. Both drivers are ready, so we will start in 3, 2, 1, fight. And David immediately driving into the wall as Beaky comes up and tries to get behind him. Does get underneath the wedge, but flies around to the side very quickly here. Oh, nice big flip over and a bit of a pinch there by the Scoop. So Beaky's now upside down. Usually this is where he would use the beak to flip himself over, but it looks like he can use just about anything. It really likes to tip back onto the side. Beaky's sort of pinning him into the corner there just for a moment. If it does come, oh, and a nice flip there by the Scoop, putting Beaky upside down, who is now has to try and find a way to right himself. Looks like he's going to try and flip himself back over off of his opponent. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a way to activate the Scoop when he's upside down, so kind of stuck there at the moment. I can see the finger moving around, but it's not doing much. In the meantime, Scoop getting over top of him and trying to pinning him into the corner here. So at the end of 3 minutes, if there isn't a clear victor, we'll go to a judge's decision. And a big part of what they look at is aggression and control shown throughout the match. So if you see them like pinning each other in the corner and just sitting there, it's because they've got 10 seconds to hold them, and they're trying to say like, hey, yeah, I'm totally dominating in this case here. So in case there's any question about it, we're winning. Beaky now backups on its right side, trying to get underneath the Scoop, who goes flying towards the side push out there, but stops before he makes it over, so that's good. And now over towards the blue side push out. Once again, Scoop getting a great flip on Beaky, who's upside down once again. And just holding him against the wall. Beaky very vulnerable in that position. He can drive, but not very well. He's kind of hung up on himself as the Scoop starts gnawing on him. Getting underneath the one side there. I think he wants to give him a flip, just to flip him, but at the same time, he doesn't want to put him back on his wheels, no doubt. And there he goes, drives into him, and is just balanced enough that if Beaky drives into that wedge of Scoop, he's able to flip himself back over, but not able to do it himself while just driving around. Just over a minute left in this 3-minute combat as these two 150-gram flea weights going at it. David and Ethan here. Ethan's Beaky getting just underneath David's Scoop there in the blue corner, trying to give it a bit of a flip. Getting a little bit of a tip underneath the side of it there, bonking into it and pushing it back up on its wheels, but lays clean again and goes in for another hit. Both of these really just vying for position. I mean, it looks like they're just spinning in circles, but honestly, this is very delicate driving. They're both trying to make sure that they're pointing at their opponent as a screw goes meandering across the arena there. Not sure where that one came from. Trying to get around each other because one good grab and they could just direct them right to that outside. So this is actually very tactical driving going on here right now. Just over 20 seconds left. Scoop up on top of Beaky. Beaky trying to use the beak, but pushes his wheels off the ground instead of the wedge. Uh-oh, we're going to have to move that next time.
Yeah, poorly designed.
Poorly designed. Ethan's going, yeah, this is not working. 8 seconds left to go. Big pushing match between both of them. Again, trying to flip, but just pushing himself up. 3, 2, 1, and that is the end of it. So 3 minutes in, this will go to a judge's decision. Good job to both Ethan and David for driving. Let's hear it for them. This is, it's difficult to go 3 minutes of driving, boy. It is absolutely nerve-wracking, especially in these pushing, flipping matches, because you just never know when you're going to get caught off guard and just fly out the side. So very good for both of them, holding it in for that entire 3 minutes, as our three judges are going to have to decide who was the victor here. Now, there's three categories that we consider: damage, aggression, and control. I think one of those is right out. So what's really going to come down to is aggression and control. And that really basically comes down to, are you going at your opponent? Are you directing where they have to drive? And so on. So it was unanimous. The win will go to David with Scoop. Congratulations. Definitely well deserved on that one. He was able to really push Beaky around, managed to pin him against the wall a lot and keep him in the corners. So definitely did well on that one.